Well, hopefully you already prepared your home for this deep freeze, but in case you haven't, you still have time to prepare for the rest of the week. You really want to make sure your pipes do not freeze. With more on that, let's go to Tyler Dupnick. Tyler, this could be a really costly problem if you don't do a few preps.
Costly is right, Crystal, and also a mess to deal with, but it could all be avoided by taking the proper steps. I caught up with one West Texas plumbing company today about how folks can avoid disaster this week and this winter.
You know, water line's pretty basic. You know, either protect them or don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the mercury dips, pipes expand.
Anytime you let water freeze and it'll expand in that pipe, we can either weaken those pipes or we're going to burst those pipes that are exposed to that. So it's, very important to make sure that those things are protected.
Aaron Simpson is the owner and operator of iFix Pipe. He says some folks forget to winterize their plumbing.
What you end up with is the things that are just exposed and they crack and they break, and then you have a huge mess and it costs way more than what it could have been if it was protected.
Some tips to protect your pipes are to insulate your hose bibs, open your cabinets inside to let pipes get some heat, and leave your water dripping, along with one more proactive step.
Also, make sure your shutoffs, make sure they actually operate. Because a lot of times it's like, hey, you may have a break and then you go to kill the water, but then you can't kill the water to the house. So that's one thing to test right now while you have the chances to test your shutoffs for your house to make sure they work.
And the price of not protecting your pipes is a gamble.
And sometimes it'll just stay expanded. You'll go in there and try to fix a leak and the pipe is, an eighth or a 16th thicker than what it used to be because it's been expanded so many times and it doesn't go back to shape. So then you end up having to repipe stuff because it wasn't protected. And then a lot of times you may not have a failure then, but it's going to weaken it to where you're going to have a failure down the road.
It tells me if you do have a pipe break and are without water while waiting for repairs, try to have spare water in a bathtub for things like flushing toilets and bottled water for hygiene and drinking. Also, turn off those sprinkler systems and any water source that you do not need.